sometimes at Mapperton there is so much going on that it's quite hard to remember all the things that have happened in the past. We've been here since 2016. That's now, is that 5 years?
Well, that's what's so strange, is I don't remember being here since 2016. So I'm really glad we're actually making this video, not just for you, but for me as well, because I think it's a real way to document it.
Helps Julie remember her life.
It does, it does.
Without this, it would all be a blur, wouldn't it?
It would be, because we were just going through these photos. I'm like, I don't remember that. I just said to Luke, I think you're going to have to do most of the talking, which probably many of you are happy about.
And we're going to take it in turns talking today. It's a kind of new way of being. You're going to talk, I'm going to talk, and there's not going to be much overlap. Or is that not much fun? That's not much fun, is it? No.
I mean, I can't promise that. That's just how we are. That's how we are in real life.
We can't help being
we cannot help talking over each other. So we're. And by the way, No, I was going to say thank you for the comments. The majority of you were like, "Don't change, just be as you are." And
it's kind of how we operate.
This is how we are. All right, let's move on.
We're digressing a bit. So today we're going back in time, and we're looking back over all the things that we've done here at Mapperton since we moved in. And the truth is, the story begins in roughly 2015, which is when I think I agreed with my parents that we would both start to get properly involved at Mapperton. And I think what we realised was that there were two important things that we had to have in order to be able to function here that needed to be kind of our own. One was the kitchen.
Kitchen, absolutely. What were your reasons for the kitchen? I can tell you what mine were.
My mother had created a wonderful kitchen here in the 80s. She did amazing things to this kitchen. For example, she pulled up all the lino off the floor and found these wonderful flagstones. But we needed more space, and because it was going to be more of a room where we were all living as a family, whereas my parents lived much more in the rest of the house, because we decided we were going to open up the rest of the house more often for visitors, it meant that the focus of our family life needed to be at the back, which included the kitchen. We pulled out all of the existing cabinets and we replaced them with what you can see today. I mean, we've got a couple of photos, one of which shows the Aga looking rather bereft and all on its own.
I mean, that's why I love this room. As an American, you know, learning about an Aga, which by the way, I will be doing an episode, a vlog on that for my American Viscountess channel on what is an Aga, where did it come from?
Hang on, that sounds like a Mapperton Live episode to me.
I think it's going to be an American.
No, but it's at Mapperton, isn't it? You don't get to take that for your channel.
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh, good grief. Yeah. Anyway, the Aga, absolutely the hearth of the home in these big old country houses. This one has been here since the 1950s. Anyway, the Aga was the only thing pretty much that stayed in exactly the same place, along with the drying rack. Don't you love that drying rack? I think we took maybe taken the paint off it, or possibly my parents did.
And this one.
And the clothes dryer above. Yeah. Oh dear, Julie's about to let it down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
I love this feature.
Oh, it's gonna,
there, I can just, I can really talk. I love this feature. So this is where we dry clothes. We actually do use it. And we dry it here because it's by the Aga, and the Aga heats the clothes. I love this. This is like my favorite.
There is one small design problem, which is occasionally I'll put on a fresh shirt in the morning and wonder why it smells of onion. And then we also had an absolutely enormous sink over there, which was astonishingly large and much bigger actually than even we needed in this kitchen. But because it was such a wonderful sink, we saved it. That has now gone into what we call the boot room at the back. But the kitchen,
we decided to go sort of bold with the
bold with the kitchen cabinet colour, and really to reflect the blue that's in the stones underneath, and then these very traditional brass handles, which I think work really well.
Yeah.
We then also, because we weren't living in the front of the house, we needed somewhere to sit and have a fire and watch a bit of television and have a cup of tea and so forth.
Yes.
So we had this room at the back of the house, which when I grew up used to be a kind of storage area. We got some pictures here showing what it was like afterwards. I don't have any before photos.
You forgot to get photos of the before.
Please help support this important part of England's heritage by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Mapperton Live.
We thought there was a chance that we might be able to get people to come to Mapperton for retreats.
Yes.
There was a problem though, wasn't there?
The rooms.
The rooms.
So there's a lot of rooms in this house, but they needed to be renovated, as I like to say, but they also, it's really nice to have more than just like one bathroom in the whole of the house. Because that's what these old houses
It was a
used to
long
have.
walk to the bathroom, wasn't it?
So we did have this discussion, and I said the only way I can really market people coming to this house is if we can put in as many ensuite bathrooms as we possibly can, and they can't just be baths.
People
they
need their own bathrooms. So that's what we did, and you can see in these photos some of the rooms
It's
as they were
incredible
being,
what we did.
So tearing up all the floorboards,
Putting in the new partitions for the ensuite bathrooms in some of the rooms, which we did get planning permission for, because I know
it's quite a complicated process. So the first thing we had an architect working with us alongside an interior designer. They produced all of the plans of the works that we were going to do. Then we had to submit for what's called a pre-application, where the council come out and have a discussion with you in principle. Then you have to submit your plans. Mm-hmm. Then you have to employ what's called a heritage consultant.
So this is where, and I think that's a real point to make, that we can't just do anything we want to this house. We can't break through walls, and even putting up these, partition walls, we had to get a heritage consultant.
You can't make any break or hole in any wall without getting permission in a Grade 1 listed manor.
Yeah, through heritage.
It's important, and those rules are there for a reason. It means that these houses are looked after. Then we also pulled out some of the existing bathrooms. There was this one in particular, which was a rather wonderful magnolia colour, that bath.
So we really created upstairs on this side of the house 4 bedrooms at the top, and then on the other side of the house,
two more bedrooms
up
and we
there.
Put in how many bathrooms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
5.
So those are kind of the newer rooms, if you like. And then of course on the first floor is where really all the historic rooms are, with the great chamber with the pendant ceiling, the Tudor room, the chapel room, and one of those has an ensuite bathroom, which we redid that bathroom as well.
Then at the same time as all of that was going on, we had another huge project, which was the conversion of the South Stable Block. And the South Stable Block is where there used to be a small cafe, some small limited lavatories, and big storerooms and things.
Yes.
And basically we converted the whole thing into new kitchens, new cafe, event space, and 5-star lavatories. And Julie is right, we did get a grant from what's called the LEADER program, which was a European fund which could help with conversion of historic buildings. Mm-hmm. And so we are very grateful
for that. Because that was also a Grade 1, that's Grade 1 listed.
And one of the wonderful things in that building was discovering this timber wall at one end, which was hidden by a lot of old sheetrock, so you couldn't see what was there, but underneath was this traditional timber wall, and carved into the wall you can see the initials of the carpenter, TK, with the date 1728, which is when he put that
Incredible.
there.
It's our cafe, it's our shop, but weddings are held there, events, and obviously for me, it was a great space to have my yoga retreats, and I hosted my first yoga retreat in 2018, and have been doing it every single year.
And people come back.
Yeah,
it's
incredible.
Yeah. So you can see some pictures here of the inside of the coach house. You can see the roof timbers were uninsulated, so we put all sorts of insulation in there. There used to be, you can see that big beam going across shows that there were actually joists supporting a second floor. But
How long did
luckily,
this project take? I can't remember. How many months?
Well, it was about 6 months, from start to finish. So it wasn't too bad. We put in obviously a whole new heating system and so on.
It's beautiful.
Well, I tell you, one of the really interesting parts of this project was that we had to make holes in the dividing walls between the partitions of the building, because without those, you'd never have got from the lavatories to the event space, from the event space to the bar, from the bar to the kitchen. Everybody would have had to walk outside, and that was one of the big unknowns. Would we be allowed by the body that controls what you can do to historic buildings to create these openings? And I remember a really important meeting where I was really nervous because I thought she's probably going to say no. But actually, historic England understood that these
Historic
buildings.
England, thank you.
Well, these buildings need to adapt, and as long as you're not really impacting the important fabric of the building, if you need to make an opening, even in a Grade 1 listed building, you should be allowed to do that. And then at the same time as that, we moved into the house, and I realised that Julie, in another life, was really a reptile. And what I mean by that is that she has cold blood.
Yes. Okay, that is true. That's why I'm always by the aga.
Your cold-bloodedness meant that I realised we really needed to sort out the heating. And at that time, the heating in the house was hugely expensive and didn't work terribly well. And so we also realised that we needed more heating for the other things that we were doing. So we put in this huge biomass, which we've featured in a couple of videos with Raymond showing me how to kind of stoke it and so. But we've got some pictures here showing the beginnings
Huge project.
of that, which was an enormous project. It was the first sort of big external project that we did to put that
Because
in.
the biomass doesn't just heat this house, it heats...
It heats 5 houses. There's a pipe that circles all of this area, sending hot water around, which then gets distributed to each house. And the heat gets extracted in a really clever way. But we also realised that there was another flaw with Mapperton, which was that when people came to visit, they had to come down the main drive in front of the house, but they also had to go out that way.
Yeah.
So we just had endless traffic jams. So what we did was to work with the planners here to see what we could do. And we came up with this idea of putting in a completely new drive, a new entrance to Mapperton, which has worked incredibly well. In fact, it's one of the things that I'm sort of, when I think of the limited contributions that Julie and I have made, well, actually it's quite a few, isn't it? But this, I think, is one of the best ones, because it also means that when you come round that drive, you have a view of Mapperton that you'd never have had before. It just didn't exist. People didn't have it. So you turn that corner, and then suddenly there's Mapperton kind of nestled in the hillside. Oh my goodness, what a project that was. They put in a whole layer of stone, and then they put on top a whole layer of what's called self-binding gravel. It was hugely expensive, and then the first year it rained, and the public came, and the coaches came.
And it got destroyed.
And we had pothole after pothole after pothole. And then we repaired all the potholes, and then the next year it rained and it rained and it rained. There's a lot of rain, Dorset, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we realised that that surface was not going to work. We had to completely resurface it. So at the same time as that project, to do the car park, we put in something that every country house should have. We have a son, William, who from a very young age was absolutely obsessed with tortoises. And one of the ways that we thought we would bribe him into coming to the country more often was to get him an enormous tortoise called a sulcata.
Also for children.
It was also. So anyway, we built this tortoise house for William, but also as an attraction for children. And here it is. And we had to lay, we're getting into surfacing again.
Okay. We need to move on.
Concrete.
Stephen, can you speed this up in the edit?
But this was such an intelligent design. Can I tell you more about the design of tortoise? Because there's something I'm really proud of in it. Which is that we wanted to build Percy, the sulcata tortoise, a swimming pool. Problem, how do you ensure that it's refreshed with water in the pool? When we put the tortoise shed in, we built a roof with pipes along the edge that catches the rainwater and feeds it into the tortoise pool.
Had no
I know
idea.
There's all these clever things going on in the background.
So now we have the car park.
But guess what? We had to build that twice again.
Because it rains a lot here. We have about 20,000 visitors a year. We needed a proper car park, and we never had one. And I say parking lot, he says car park, but for purposes of this video, I'll use car park.
Okay, so back to the house. Part of this heating project, of course, required looking at the hot and cold water system for the main house. Now, if you went upstairs at Mapperton and you ran yourself a bath about 10 years ago, and you turned on particularly the hot water tap, and you let it run, and you came back, what colour do you think your bath would have been? Most people would say it would have been a nice clear bath, or you could have put some bubbles in it.
Yellow.
That's quite
really
kind.
yellow.
I don't think it was yellow. I think it was a sort of muddy brown. I mean, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that too.
Basically,
muddy brown yellow.
Those hot and cold water pipes had been here for 70 years, something like that, and they were so furred up inside that what was a 1-inch pipe had turned into sort of an 1/8 of an inch.
I love that
length.
word, furred up.
And we realised that we had to rip out the entire hot and cold water piping system in the house.
And plus, can I add, we couldn't drink. We could really only drink from one tap in the house, so we had to.
That's true. We had one filtered tap.
The whole of the house, we couldn't drink the water.
Yeah.
We can drink the water now.
You can now.
Yeah.
Because, which is a bit of a shame, really, because what we had to do, I mean, I would rather have had the old water than the new water from drinking purposes, because we've had to put in a whole chlorination system because of new council regulations that say the water has to be treated because there's a risk of this, that, and the other. I don't think anyone's ever been made ill by Mapperton water, but anyway. So we
look at that.
So we put in
Super
new
smart.
copper piping, and this costs an absolute fortune, but we had to do it because the old system was completely falling apart.
You can see from
and
that pipe.
beginning to leak in places.
We couldn't drink the water. No hot baths.
But guess what happened? We put
know,
in
it's
the new
terrible.
system, and almost immediately
It's like the road.
we started getting discoloured water again.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought, hang on a second, we've just put in a whole new copper piping system. What's happened? And so then we had to hire a really expensive consultant to come and check out all the copper pipes here and tell us what was going on. And he came up with one ghastly word. Do you know what it was?
Bacteria.
Pseudomonas.
Oh, bacteria.
Bacteria, yeah. So some nasty lurgy had got in. Do you use that word, lurgy? Is that a good one? No, not
I
sure.
don't know if we do. I don't
Had
think
got
so.
into
Lurgy.
the had got
Comment down
into the
below.
system and was replicating through the pipes. And so we had to kind of flush chlorine through the whole system to get rid of the Pseudomonas through these lovely new pipes that we just put in. And then we had to put in this chlorine treatment plant.
So
in
it's
order
all
to fill
fine
it
now.
up. It is all fine now. Come and stay.
Yeah,
it's fine.
it's
The
all
water's
fine
clear,
now.
You can
It's-
drink it, you
Yeah,
won't die.
yeah,
But
yeah.
for a while, it was looking a bit dodgy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that is probably about it. But the things we got left to do.
Yes, I think the big
not
one
like
for
this-
me is the chapel room. There is a lovely extension in
So
there, and I love
there's a sort of small annex which we've got plans to make into a bathroom, and
Yeah,
we
and-
just haven't done it yet. It's always been sort of falling to the bottom
And
of the
I
list.
don't know, I would like to, the West room, we don't use that for yoga retreats, and I just don't know if there's something there, an opportunity to make that into a bedroom that could be, that's just, maybe you and I have that conversation.
What about turning it into a spa suite with kind of hot stones treatments and coloured crystals, and we could even put one of those kind of mini pools in there.
No, okay.
No? Okay.
He's like, he thinks I'm gonna like that, but not
Okay.
in the West room.
Okay,
It's another bedroom.
I was only kidding. I was partly saying that to horrify my mother, who's probably watching this thinking, what are they
Well,
thinking?
luckily I said no. So, but I think making that into, then that gives us one other extra bedroom to hire out for yoga
Well, they're
retreats.
not, yeah, but yeah.
We'll have to
maybe.
talk about
we'll
that.
We'll talk about that one
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk off camera.
That's one of our catchphrases, by the way.
What?
If we don't want to talk about something,
Oh yeah,
we say,
we'll just talk about it later.
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, we've been doing that for our entire 20-year marriage. Just talk about, let's talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. And then we've got the North Stable block to do at some point. We've started the planning process for that, which is converting it into these wonderful horse stalls into exhibition space,
Visitor
but also
center.
into a larger estate office. Yeah, not so much visitor centre there, but
Oh
a
no,
place-
that's
yeah.
totally, sorry, getting
all these
confused.
barns after a while,
Projects.
they all kind of merge one with another.
Sorry,
don't they?
yes, exhibition
Yeah.
space. Oh,
We were going to use it for visiting artists to be able to put up their own things and do that. Yeah, but we'll talk about that one
okay,
later.
we'll talk about that one later. I'm just about to go visit Sophie
Yeah.
and Tom, and you three, not so much with my involvement, have started this glamping project.
I want you to be more involved. Will you be more involved? Will you commit to
Yeah,
being
I'll
more
add it
involved?
to the list
to your
of the
to-do list? We've
yeah,
both got quite long to-do lists at the moment.
yeah,
haven't
mine's
we?
longer than yours, for sure.
Mine is over my head.
No, okay.
I'm drowning in my to-do
Okay,
list.
no.
But,
Well,
but yeah, so glamping is part of a new venture at Mapperton linked to our rewilding programme. And the idea is that we've put 2 very comfortable, large 6-metre bell tents out in a field that has the most fantastic views on the estate.
Yep.
Looking all the way down.
I haven't seen them
You
yet.
haven't seen yet?
No.
Anyway, so
I know.
maybe I won't tell
This
you
is
more.
the big reveal.
And we're doing this in partnership with Tom and Sophie Gregory, who are also our rewilding partners. They're the
Yep.
ones who are helping us with the White Park cattle and the project at Coltley. It's
Right.
Glamping, which stands for glamorous camping, I'm told.
Yep.
We're calling it Mapperton Camps, and we'll have a website and things out shortly. But
for now, you only have 2.
it's just the start.
It's just the start. Okay, so what's...
my own view is that here at Mapperton, there are lots of places that we could be doing this, but we need to start somewhere. So we've chosen a field. We're just going to do 2 tents this year.
Okay, and
But
how
not-
many
but not
people
just-
can be in each of those tents?
So they've each got a king-size bed.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you remember, we talked about this the other day. Did we? And people wrote in to say, you
That's
must
right.
make sure it's
Okay.
king-size. So we went with a king-size.
Right, thank you. Yeah, I won on that one.
And so Sophie today has been decorating it.
Oh my gosh,
So
okay.
You're going to go up and have a look at how she's getting on, and then I'm going to join you. And then the other thing that they've been doing is putting together systems for a shower
Yep.
and a compost lavatory, which you're going to learn about all of the mechanics
Yeah.
of that.
I
don't think you'll need to clear it out today.
No,
though.
I've heard about compost loos, but I don't think I've ever seen one.
You've never sat on one.
No, I don't know if I've ever sat on one either.
So,
but can I just ask you?
So it could be a day of firsts.
Yeah, it's going to be a day first because I haven't even seen the tents, nor have I seen. Well, I haven't seen anything really.
Well, I haven't seen what Sophie's done, so I'm really
Okay,
excited.
but
The
you've
idea-
seen the tents.
I've seen the tents.
I haven't.
I think you're going to be cooking some food as well. So
I think I knew that as
'Cause
well.
we
so
missed breakfast.
I've packed some veggie sausages.
yeah,
So
I'll see you later.
okay, I'll see you later.
If you are enjoying this episode, please consider supporting this important part of England's heritage by becoming a patron at mappertonlive.com.
So I have just seen what you've seen, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Remember, I haven't been very involved in this because I have a longer list than my husband has. But this is absolutely spectacular. So I know that Sophie's been here setting it up. This is our first one. Hello.
Oh, hello, Julie.
Oh my gosh, Cecily, hi. Hi. Do you love it? Do you love it? This is incredible.
Oh, I'm pleased you like it.
Oh,
Can
my
you see the
goodness.
sea? Look. Just
Oh
see
yeah,
the sea
you can
there.
see the sea right there.
It's pretty cool,
This-
isn't it?
I kind of want to just move here.
I know.
I'll
Tom,
just move-
Tom said the same.
Can I just move out of Mapperton House and move in
Into
here?
here, yeah.
It's much more peaceful here.
yeah, it feels a
What
lot
do you
more
think
simple.
of it? Do you like it?
Yeah.
She is so cute.
Oh.
She's so, by the way, those of you who watched An American Aristocrat, you probably remember Cecily. Well, of course you remember Sophie and Tom because that's where I was doing my cow milking
milking.
disaster, which was so fun. And then Cecily loved the eggnog, didn't you? Do you remember
Yeah.
drinking the eggnog? It
You've
was so
grown a
good.
bit since then, haven't you?
No, she's so.
Mom.
Oh, I know, yeah, Mom. Okay,
right,
so
let's
tell
show
me.
Julie. Look. Now,
Look at this.
so we're waiting. This is going to grow up. We've planted some grass seed, but we've had no
Right.
rain for.
Yeah, I know,
It's
forever.
been awful. So this should have grown up by now, but it will.
Right.
And then, yeah, nice place to sit. Fire pit.
Oh my goodness. This is
You can hear the
extraordinary.
birds.
Yeah, yes, you can. Wow, and you've got that.
Yeah,
all-
and then a griddle on top, so be able to cook on there too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I mean, I don't even want to. I just want to stay here. Can we just stay here?
Yeah,
for the rest of the day? Okay.
Should we
and
have a look
Yeah,
inside?
let's look inside. Okay, we did king size bed,
Yeah.
didn't we?
Yeah, king side bed, and that yes, Daddy did make it, didn't he? Tom has made the bed.
What?
So we've got and I'll just show you. Look,
Yeah, show
here.
me, show me.
So we've got reclaimed scaffolding. So a lot of it's recycled, reclaimed scaffolding boards there. Then this piece of wood came actually from the estate on the back, and then he sanded that down. These
No.
two came, these two side tables came from down big chunks from down by the house, and Tom's made those and sanded them down.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and these are organic sheepskins from a friend who makes them just over the road.
Right.
So they're
Right.
local.
Right.
So
I
two
love
of those, and then fresh white bed linen and yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is
Yeah.
But I love even just this table.
That came from Bridport, from the antique
From the
markets.
antique market. Yeah,
And then
perfect.
just two chairs that could go outside if you wanted to.
Oh,
Nice books, selection of books. There's
Yeah,
a really
great.
nice bookshop in
Yep.
Bedminster, so we've been and got some books.
yeah.
there.
I see the wilding over there.
Yeah.
Isabel Tree's wilding. And
Yeah.
this, now what's this
Yeah,
then?
so that's a wood burner, so it'll keep you warm when it's a bit chillier at night, and you can also make a cup of tea and coffee on there too.
No.
So yeah, so that's wood from the estate, and then yeah.
By the way, I cannot claim to any of this. This is my first time seeing. This is all Sophie and Tom. To be honest, it's just literally you guys have
Luke
done
as
it all.
well.
But you, I mean, this is incredible. Okay, who wants to come here? Does everybody want to come here? I want to come here. Stephen and Claire are shaking their heads saying they want to come here.
So did you bring anything with you to cook?
Well, I did. I brought.
have you brought?
Well, I did. I brought some veggie sausages.
Oh, okay.
You know,
This is to a farmer.
I know, to a farmer. So Sophie has.
Well, yeah.
I know you've got really good, nice bacon, which
Bacon.
Luke will eat when
Yeah,
he comes.
yeah.
And are you going to eat it? Yes.
And there's some local bread and some milk.
So,
and
okay, great. So I've brought some, veggie sausages. So feel good food. There's
Yeah.
2 in there.
two in there. Perfect for you. I'm not
All
an
right.
expert yet on this, so it'd be good to give it a
Okay,
go.
well,
Yeah.
should we wait for the?
Yeah,
I
wait
think
for the
that
men,
they're,
maybe.
they're coming.
Yeah.
But look at these views.
No, and the wildlife you can hear. And
Oh
imagine
my
when you can see the White Park just coming out
Yeah.
of the distance.
The
there.
White Park cattle, I mean,
Yeah.
just incredible. So the website is going to be launched very, very soon. So
It'll be very limited on booking this year, and then next year sort of a full season, but we're going to trial this year. So
right,
get in
exactly.
there
So
quick,
we're
I
just
think.
going to have 2 bell tents
2
this
bell
year.
tents this year, another one over there,
Yeah.
and similar setup, and yeah, go for sort of half of July and August.
Right.
And
Well,
then
it's going to be
next year.
booked out.
I hope so.
It will be. I'm sure it's probably when people are watching this right now, they're going to be like booking right now.
We're so lucky with the weather as well today.
I know. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Cecily, come and show Luke in here.
Cecily, will you show me inside?
Yeah,
Because you've
Show.
been doing it all,
Yeah.
haven't you?
You show Luke where to go then.
She is
Okay, you
so
tell me
cute.
where to go.
Which way do you go?
Oh my
In there?
goodness.
Yeah, in here.
Oh my goodness.
You go in there.
Oh my good, look at this.
It's incredible.
This is brilliant. Oh my goodness. And look at this bed. Did you say Tom made the
Yeah,
bed?
Tom made the bed. Tom, do you want to come and talk
Tom,
about the
come and tell
bed?
us about your bed.
I don't want to take too much credit because
You can have some.
my dad was the skilled
Operator.
Oh.
Yeah.
the skilled guy. I helped my
You
dad.
have. Well, it's a lovely
Yeah.
backboard for the bed.
Yeah. It's from the
And
estate.
look, we've got Scrabble, and we've
Yeah.
got David Attenborough.
Yeah.
We've got a little stove, and
Yeah.
we've got kettles.
Yeah.
You know what's so brilliant is you can wake up in the morning and you look out,
Yeah.
and all you can see is the countryside and the sea in the distance, and it's just the most.
Well, and
beautiful
Sophie was
thing.
just telling me that you'll be able to see the White Park cattle when they come
Yeah,
out walking.
coming out of the
Can you
distance.
imagine that?
Has anyone brought any bacon?
Yeah.
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 Sophie brought bacon and I brought my
veggie
veggie
sausage.
sausages. 2,
brought
if you want
veggie
one.
sausage.
Yeah. To the farmers.
Let's go try it out.
So look at this.
So, Tom, tell us about this fire pit, because it's the most amazing thing.
So you tell them because you sourced it.
It came from some people who normally do shows and things, but they're not open this year, so they've been selling and really popular online. But it's great because you can cook on top, and it will keep you warm as well. So you can
Yeah.
cook straight on the griddle there, and you can put a kettle on top as well. We've got a kettle that can go on top here. So yeah, it'd be great.
The one thing we don't have is a spatula.
No.
I'm going to do my best to get this
So funny.
off the griddle.
Wait, what are you going
with the
for?
knife.
Okay,
You're going for the cardboard.
Who's having an egg?
I'll have an egg. Do you want some egg? Cecily? Cecily wants an egg.
How this is going to go.
It's going
But
great.
I think if we do this,
Okay.
Great,
right,
isn't
and
it?
then do that. Look at
You
this.
could look at
These
that.
are eggs from just a farm up the road.
These are local
Yeah,
eggs.
local eggs.
Local eggs.
Right, and Julie. Oh, no, no, go.
It's okay. I like mine sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Sunny side up. Okay, this is good. We know what's going to happen.
It's going to burst.
Okay, no, it's not bad. It's not bad. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Look at that. There we
Very
go.
authentic with the dust on top.
A veggie sausage.
A veggie sausage.
I like that.
Right, Tom.
Woo!
Sophie, what would you like?
I'd love a piece of bacon.
A piece of bacon.
No thanks.
So,
Well,
but I
cheers,
don't
everybody.
think you brought any cutlery.
Oh, and I think we do have
Oh,
a
you
bit
do?
of. Yeah,
oh,
a bit of.
wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's not a full service yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
should we have some egg?
Sophie, you've got
Yeah.
a fork here.
I mean,
Here we go.
thank you
and
very
there's
much.
that, and Tom and I
fingers.
are using our fingers.
It's pretty hot.
It's Dennehay bacon as well, so we're
Dennehay bacon.
just down the
And
road
this is
too.
breakfast. So cheers
Is it
to
actually
everybody.
cooked?
Cheers to
Congratulations,
everybody.
and well done, Sophie, in
Congratulations,
particular.
both
No.
of you, honestly. It's pretty.
Tom,
glad
Tom
you
for
like
putting up with me.
We love it. We love it. Hey, you want that egg?
Is it actually cooked?
So we're heading up now to, which I'm quite excited about. I mean, how can you get excited about Lou's? But I'm excited about Lou's. Is that right?
Yeah.
I should be. So wait, but firstly, before we go see the special Lou's, which are only about, what, 100 yards from...
Yeah, no more I wouldn't have said, no.
But the place where the glamping is set is within the rewilding project that we're doing,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah, so pretty much every field we can see around us is part of the rewilding.
I mean, amazing.
That's
And
pretty
Sophie
cool.
mentioned that we'll be able to see, or you will be able to see, the White Park cattle roaming around
Yeah, it
as
should be,
well.
yeah.
I mean, that White Park cattle, just the white against the backdrop of the green, will be absolutely tremendous. Right, so I can see Raymond. Everybody knows Raymond. Everybody loves Raymond. Up here, is he the one helping to
Yeah, so he's
install?
helping Steve, the water expert. They found the water lines that are running up through the field,
Right.
and they're putting us on a water pipe so we can connect up the shower block. How you getting on, guys?
Hi. Hey, Raymond. I just saw you the other day for leaks. We had a leak, but this isn't a leak, luckily. This is planned digging, not unplanned digging. We're not trying to fix anything here. We're trying to put it together. So this is you're putting together, I should say, and Raymond and Steve, compost loos.
Yeah, so compost loo and a shower
Okay.
and wash facilities.
So explain, we're going to look at it in a second. Explain just to everybody here, what is a compost loo?
So the idea of a compost loo is, rather than a flushing toilet, flushing drains, sewers and everything else, when you go to the loo, there'll be a big pile of straw, hay,
Yeah.
and then over time this will all rot down and become nutrients for the soil.
Oh my gosh.
So there's no chemicals.
So there's no chemicals
Yeah.
involved. Fantastic. And it's in line with the rewilding project and just nature all around. So they're setting up the water. Is that right? The
Yeah,
running water?
I think they're literally doing it now. I think.
Oh. What are you doing here, Raymond?
Well, we're just waiting to get Mapperton out of here.
So where's this going to go?
Well, no, we're shortening it.
Oh.
Then Tom will carry on and put it into his shower unit.
Oh, so this is for the shower.
Wait, wait, wait.
Oh, sorry.
You mustn't panic, dear.
Sorry. Okay. No, that was.
I'm just
There
going
was
to put my finger over the end.
okay.
That's about 2 bar.
What does 2 bar mean?
Well, two atmospheres of pressure. Steve always says, if you can't stop it with a finger,
Oh.
that's about 2 bar. And I've got a job to stop that.
Okay. See, learn always so much from Raymond.
Well,
I do, Raymond.
I learn it from, if anyone's going past, they're getting a free walk.
I nearly got one.
That's the main. Yeah.
Okay, so let's check this out. So that water is going to go into here.
Yeah, this one's a shower. This is the special
Oh, here.
opener because
Oh,
we haven't done the.
they've just been installed. Oh, I see. There's the lock. Yeah, yeah.
So that's the
Oh
internal
my gosh,
lock.
it's beautiful. You've got like the copper piping. I love the copper piping.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
You can turn it on because it's not connected.
Really? Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is this like a joke?
No.
Like I'm going to turn. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Okay. Oh, yeah. It's fantastic.
So this is all going to be.
Is it going to be cold water?
No, there's going to be a little gas boiler.
No.
Yeah. So
Really?
yeah, 8-inch shower head, gas boiler, spring water. It's going to be pretty
Hot water shower. This is incredible. Okay, I mean, this is amazing. Did you build this?
cool. I was going to help a friend build it because I thought it'd be quite a fun project, but he actually built all of it.
It's really cool. Very cool. And you get hot water. I'm all about that. And those of you Americans, we love showers, right? So here you go. Here's your shower. So how do you lock it back up? Oh, wait, there we go.
Okay, we're good. So this is the
This is the loo.
loo. Again, this is a show spec loo. so it doesn't actually work.
Right. So, but this is where, so the hay is going to be underneath
Yeah,
here.
so there'll be a big tub underneath full of hay, and the guests will be given buckets of sawdust.
Right.
So in between uses, you put sawdust on top, and that'll help the composting.
Right.
And you basically get zero smell. Because,
Yeah, I was about to say, I was gonna ask about the smell.
No.
So because of the sawdust.
Yeah, the sawdust and the hay.
And sawdust in the hay. There you go.
But I was also thinking we could also chuck lavender or...
Well, we could do essential oils down there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We could essential oil the hay and the sawdust.
Perfect.
We could do that.
It's going to be the best smelling
We
loo.
could do it with like, I'm just trying to think, you could do it with like a sage.
Yeah.
Because that's and it's like cleansing your space.
Perfect.
Sage. Okay, love it. It's brilliant.
That can be your job.
Yeah. What?
Putting the sage in.
Yeah, it is. I need a job here. I feel like I haven't been very involved.
Should we try and get this closed back up? We're going to put some clever springs that keep the doors closed, but we
Okay.
haven't got.
I see. So you're trying to lock it. Yeah,
but we
that's
haven't
clever.
got that far.
Well done with that. Yeah, that's going to be my job. I'm going to sage the hay. Saging the hay and saging the sawdust.
No, it's not
Perfect.
going to work. We'll leave it open.
Okay, well, yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah?
The Lou wants to see the view. Brilliant. Well, Tom, I think you and Sophie have done an incredible job, and I can't wait for all of you to come, whoever can, to come here and stay here on the estate in the middle of the rewilding project with the most extraordinary views.
Here we are outside Garden Cottage, and it is used and enjoyed by lots of people who want to come and stay at Mapperton for weddings, for short breaks. We've got people coming over Christmas. And what I love about Garden Cottage is that it really has the best views, because you're looking right down the valley, through the gardens, into the countryside, and it's incredibly peaceful and beautiful. And I think we've only got 5-star reviews, haven't we, Claire?
I think so, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And generally everybody who comes here has an absolutely amazing time. However, all is not what it seems, because Claire has the job of looking after Garden Cottage, and it's not always straightforward.
It's not always
is it?
plain sailing, no.
No. And the complications, Claire, of running the cottage are what? What are the things that make it difficult? Laundry.
Laundry and cleaning, I say, would be the hardest bits.
Yeah. Because there's
and-
so many turnarounds. And,
Yes, yeah. And wanting it to be the best for people.
Yeah.
You know, a cottage like this suffers with damp. It suffers with cluster flies.
Cluster flies. What are cluster flies?
They're just flies that seem to congregate in the windows, on particularly the south-facing windows. So they're very hard to get rid of. You get rid of some and more immediately come.
But we don't want to put people off.
No, the cold weather should kill them off soon.
Anyway, let's go inside and have a look at some of the things that we
Yes.
think need doing. And there aren't too many, I don't think.
No?
Garden's in very good shape, thanks to Steve and Susie and the team.
Yeah, so here we've got our first problem, which I mentioned outside. In a house of this age, there's quite a bit of damp.
But because this house is built below ground on this side, you've just got damp coming through the soil. And so there's nothing really to be done, we just have to redecorate every so often.
Yeah.
So we just need to get a paintbrush out.
And this is the oldest. This
and-
is the oldest part of the house, isn't it? The house is
Yes.
2 ages.
So the house was extended by my parents, I think in about 1988 or something like that, and a second wing was created to enlarge it. This is a lovely room, isn't it?
It is.
What do we call this? Sort of the hall, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the entrance hall. It used to be a dining room.
Used to be a dining
hence
room.
the
But it
table,
is,
and
but
they
we've
do
got-
use it for dining.
It's a lovely
for holiday
table. I remember
cottages.
getting this table, and all of the chairs.
Around the
it's got
breakfast
eight.
table.
It's got 8 chairs, so
Yes.
people can gather those
Yeah.
and have a nice big meal
Yeah.
with a big open fire over there. That is a notoriously difficult.
It's very
chimney,
smoky.
isn't it? Then we're into the sitting room, which I love because it's so light and it's got these fantastic views down the valley. In we go to
So
the kitchen, all kind of recently
Yeah,
redecorated and
probably the hardest wearing room of the house though, and I'd love to get a new hob. That's the most difficult thing to keep clean.
Yeah, we really made a mistake with that hob, and it happened without me really knowing.
Yeah.
Because these, I don't know what they are, ceramic surfaces just get so dirty.
Yeah,
and what we really want is just a flat one.
Something that resembles the panel at the back.
Should we think about that for
Let's
this
do
year?
it.
And then we've got washer dryer. We're kind of selling the place, I think now.
Yeah.
All
It's
mod cons.
definitely well equipped in here.
All mod cons we've got. Okay, let's head upstairs. Actually, before we go upstairs, we should just pop into the morning room. Now, all of these rooms were redecorated with Malcolm, who is the interior decorator who's helped us a lot at Mapperton.
Yes.
And so has helped choose all of the different things that we have in here. I don't think he'd be very impressed with this picture being slightly
wonky.
Slightly wonky. There we go. Is that better? Yeah. But this is a lovely room just to sit and have a bit of toast and marmalade in the morning.
People quite often use this as if they're coming for a week and they still need to do a bit of work. It's a nice place to come and hide away and do some work as well.
Yeah,
with a computer.
it's a good little study, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Claire, look what I've just noticed. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Look at that. It's come off. Oh God. Do you think, is that beyond me? Probably is. Looks like a Raymond job. So if I do that, it's going to like spring. Well, all right. I'm slightly concerned it's going to come out and whack us. This is the bridal suite or the master bedroom, depending on whether you're a bride or a visitor. But if you look down here, you have the view right down through the arboretum and lovely afternoon sun, seeing all the changing colour of the leaves. Here's an interesting fact. Before Julie and I took over in the big house, we lived here. Before it was redecorated. Yeah. Look at this room and look at the lovely curtains that Malcolm has chosen. I think these are just magnificent. And super comfy beds. One of the things people always say about coming to stay at Mapperton is that our beds and our linens are superb.
Yeah.
We could let everybody into a secret as where we get them from, but we're not going to. Because it's a Mapperton secret. If you come and stay, you will find out.
Yeah, but super comfy beds, and I think this is just the best spot of the entire house.
What, this one as opposed to that one?
The lovely window seat with the old window.
It's true.
It's just lovely.
And we could just sort of sit and get the sun on our backs.
Yep.
And
read a book.
Enjoy things.
Enjoy the view.
And it's totally quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. So we can sleep 5. There's a lovely comfortable single in here. This is a really cosy little room for a little person. Because this house has been redone relatively recently, unlike most of the houses that we go into together at the end of tenancies, we haven't got a long list.
We haven't got a long list.
No, it's going to be quite doable.
Yeah.
And then lots of people will hopefully come and stay next year.
Yeah. And one of the best things I think about this house is the heating.
Because it's really warm.
Yeah.
And there aren't many places in Mapperton.
No, it's really snuggly.
It is, yeah.
It's good.
Great. Thank you, Claire.
For early access to these videos, behind-the-scenes content, and other benefits, please become a patron at patreon.com/Mapperton Live.
With Ben here, which many of you know, our ranger keeper. And Ben, can you just describe really quickly, we're setting up our glamping.
Yep.
We only have planning permission. It's very complicated for those of you watching in America. I can't even really get into it, but it's all about planning permission. We only have a month here. Hopefully we'll be able to extend that in future years, but you can come and glamp here for a month. But where are we on the estate?
So we're just on the edge of our rewilding. This is literally just the start of our rewilding. So we've got a lovely sort of wildflower meadow here as well. You can just sort of hear all the grasshoppers and everything sort of calling out as well. So it's a great place, really.
Yeah, it is amazing. And please do follow us on our Instagram. And it's really, Ben is doing all the Instagram from Mapperton Wildlands. So of course there's Mapperton Estate Instagram, there's Mapperton Weddings Instagram, and now we have Mapperton Wildlands. And that's really about what we're doing here on the estate to bring back biodiversity.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm catching loads of great stuff, buzzards,
Great.
stoats, anything. I'm sort of just recording and sort of putting out there so everyone can see what we're doing here. So
and the American in me, just an FYI, if like some of the stuff that Ben posts, I'm like, what even is that? I don't even know what that invertebrate is. So it's really an opportunity for you to learn as well more about biodiversity and ecology, because for me, it's just a great learning resource to go to Mapperton Wildlands. I learned so much from Ben. So we're going to be building this, everybody, and and then Luke and I are going to be spending the night in one of the glamping tents as well, just to give you a real feel of what it's like to be out here on the estates, but really on the edge of the rewilding project. It's beautiful, and there's the sea.
There is the sea, yeah.
You almost kind of want to jump in there, don't you?
It is the best view from the estate. There's no sort of argument about that, is there?
That's right. We don't even argue about it. I mean, this is the best view from the estate. All right, let's get building.
Perfect.
All right, everybody, Ben's just tying up some loose knots. Anyway, really bad. We've got both glamping tents set up, and Luke and I are going to be spending the night here. So we are going to be spending the night in here. So to show you, we're going to do the big reveal inside when we're here later on. So do carry on watching this video, because I think some of you might know that Luke tries to scare me in the middle of like the night in the dark. This one time we went out like during Halloween, he just cracks really bad jokes. Luke, what was that?
Might have been a deer, or it might have been the ghost of John Morgan.
Okay, that is so stupid. And I just have this feeling he's gonna do that as well. But Ben, can we just show everybody? So when I arrived on site, I was like, oh my gosh, Ben, can I have one of these t-shirts? And he was like, well, it's just a prototype. But you designed these yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, so they've all got the logo on. So
Mapperton Wildlands, and then turn around.
Turn around as well.
I think we should sell these.
Yeah.
Or we could like gift them.
Gift them, yeah.
To people who. That's a good idea. I mean, I'll have to talk to the powers that be. I mean, I am kind of in charge, but there's other people as well. But we could also, it could be part of like a goodie bag. Could come and stay here, and you each get a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Who wants that? Comment down below. Wouldn't that entice you even more? I mean, why? I mean, you don't even need to be enticed anymore. I mean, this is just spectacular. But I want a t-shirt, so I'm gonna be wearing one of those very, very soon. Anyway, see you soon inside here, glamping. All right, you've seen Marsh Farm before. This is where we hold all of the antique furniture that we're gonna be putting in Keeper's Cottage, but also where we stored all the glamping furniture. So we're with Ben and Claire again, and we're about to set up, put it in the Land Rover, set up the glamping. Claire, what are those?
Carbon monoxide detectors.
Carbon monoxide detectors, everybody. Wow. See, we are fancy here. And we're checking these. Making sure they work. Tables in, fire extinguishers, more stuff over there. All right, we're nearly there, everybody. All going to the glamping tents. Okay, in order to get the mattresses for the glamping, we're gonna use Sophie and Tom's tractor trailer to get them on. We're still at Coatley. Yes. Now we're gonna put the mattresses for the glamping on there and then take them over to the tents. Fantastic. Well done, Claire. Woohoo! There go the beds. All right, we're gonna meet them there. We're on our way, Claire. Well done driving. Okay, everybody, we have arrived to Mapperton Camps. Luke and I are gonna spend the night here. I'm really excited. It's the most beautiful night here. And again, we are in an extraordinary part of the world. Which one is our tent? Which one's our glamping?
I think that we are Dimstone.
Right, I
So
think we are too.
There's 2 tents. One is called Dimstone and one is called Ramsmore. Here's a little bit of a trivia question for Julie.
Oh dear.
Why are they called Dimstone and Ramsmore?
Well, I have no idea.
She's got no idea.
Why are they?
Because that is the name of a couple of the hills up here at Mapperton.
Oh, I didn't even know you named hills.
This is Dimstone Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I didn't name them. They were named
All right,
a long time
it's
ago.
a really, really good name. That is a good name. All right, we've got our bags, everybody, and should we go?
Let's get ready to go.
I'm so excited, so excited.
Julie has not stayed the night here before, but letting you into a secret, I have.
I know, I forgot he has.
I came out here for one night last year. And
With Nestor.
With Nestor.
Right?
And we went into a tent, and it was the most extraordinary experience because it was like seeing Mapperton and living in Mapperton, but from a completely different perspective. Somewhere that I know so well, but I've only ever slept in one place, and that's in the main house. And suddenly here we are.
Here we are.
In another part of the estate. So what you can see from here is the estate. In fact, this is a really good position to see the rest of Mapperton estate. On the left, I think Julie's just passed it, we've got Manor Farm at Porton in the distance. I don't know whether that's visible.
Well, if I zoom in.
And then if you keep going to the right, you can't quite see from here because it's a bit cloudy, but there's a valley that runs all the way along and you can see the sea from the tents.
I know.
So the sea is just over there, and round to the right, if you keep going, Mapperton House is just over the hill to the side. That forest over there, or that woodland, is called bent over coppice. We call it Homewood. That's going to be one of the rewilding sites where we hope to put cabins one of these days. But do you know the extraordinary thing about being here? And to work out what that is, you've just got to be quiet.
Okay.
So what was extraordinary about that is that you couldn't hear anything. There are so few parts of England where you can stand and not hear the noise of any road, not hear the noise of any town, not hear the noise of any aeroplanes.
Or children.
Or children.
Yeah.
Or dogs.
Yeah.
Or cattle.
Yeah. It's great. Look at that. You guys, look at our, we're gonna have an amazing sunset, I think. It is rather fun. Oh, I'm so excited. Also, I'm a bit hungry. Are you hungry?
I am hungry. What have we got?
So I got burgers for the meat eater over here. And
that would be me.
Yep, and I got halloumi kebabs for me.
Halloumi kebabs?
So halloumi kebabs.
Do you say kebab or kebab?
Oh, I think we say kebab.
Yeah, something.
Let me know down below. Do we say kebab, Americans? We don't say kebab. Do you say kebab?
I think we might say kebab.
What?
Yeah.
It's a kebab. Yeah. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how beautiful this is, everybody. Sorry for the shaking camera, but I'm using my arm. Here is the tent. Dimstone. Look at this. I'm not going to give you, I'm going to wait to give you a peek inside in a second, but I think we'll be barbecuing there possibly. We'll definitely be sitting out there, and just about to head inside, everybody, for the big reveal. Here we go. Oh my goodness. I mean, there's something magical about glamping. There's a camera we set up, but first of all, let's just look at, when you come and glamp at Mapperton, Sophie provides you with milk, bread, eggs, butter, and then of course there's the Mapperton camp sort of guidebook, a towel rack. You get towels, you get to hang your towels there. Lovely, lovely bed. And the same beds, by the way, we have at Mapperton themselves. We've got a really good company that we source our beds from. Games. Luke, are we going to play any games?
Monopoly, dominoes.
Yeah.
Dominoes, I think, is more my level.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to, I think, are we going to cook in the grill outside? Or are we going to...
No, well, we're definitely going to make a fire.
We'll make a fire.
That'll warm things up in here. Even though it's been so hot in England, it's actually quite chilly this evening.
But look at this. So we walk out. We're going to have our supper there. I brought Luke a non-alcoholic beer. And I brought myself a beer. And we've got the lovely fire pit here. I mean, it is rather wonderful,
You know
isn't
what?
it?
I think that's my first task, is to get that going.
Yeah, I think you need to get...
it's going to take the longest. And also, it'd be
I'll
lovely.
get a beer out, everybody.
Julie's first task is a beer. Mine is to get the fire.
Look at it, it's so amazing.
There's something in that.
Actually, really, really excited, everybody. So check out Mapperton camps. Come glamp with us. And you can see how spectacular they are. And then you get to walk through our entire rewilding project that we've done so far. You get tickets to the gardens at Mapperton. And, well, you get these views. So come and visit us. Area of natural beauty right here.
No, sweetie.
No?
An area of outstanding natural beauty.
Sorry.
You got to cut that.
Okay, let's just do it again.
Okay.
Area of outstanding natural beauty. Ding, 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 ding. All right, here is our fire pit. Looking good. Halloumi kebabs, Luke's burgers, but Luke, I think one of them is burning right there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. You better get that off, like right now. 'Cause that's my halloumi stick.
Oh no.
That's my halloumi stick.
Wait a minute. Here we go.
Okay, flip
Oh,
it.
I've got smoke
Oh no.
everywhere. I can't.
The wrong way. Flip it, flip it, flip it.
Wait. That one's good.
Okay.
What about this one?
I mean, they're all right. Listen, a little bit.
it's all
I
right.
like them a
I think
little
they're
bit
good.
crispy.
Yeah. And look at these burgers.
Well,
It's
if you eat
fantastic.
burgers, look at the view, everybody. That's the most important thing, is the view. I've set up the table, everybody, right there. Well, I've already put a little bit of like just lettuce, tomato, feta, olives. Should we just move here? Yeah? Wouldn't that be nice?
I think that we've got absolutely everything that we need.
I know.
I mean, who needs a 40-room manor house when everything can be contained in a large tent?
Yeah, I agree.
And you know what? It's
And you're
much
in
more
nature.
peaceful.
It is.
Yeah.
I think we might move here, everybody. Okay, so we're just about to eat right there. Luke's done a fabulous job of cooking, I have to say. I mean, there was a little bit burnt part, but actually, I do like it a bit crispy. So, sun is about to set. Wonderful thing I have to say about living in England is I don't remember the sun setting so late when I grew up in Chicago. I mean, here, you know, when you sort of get to the longest day of the year, summer solstice, it's like, what time does the sun set? It's like almost 10 o'clock. It's crazy. Tonight, it's about 10 past 9 that it'll be setting, but still, that's really late. So we're about to sit down there and have our meal.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Moment of truth.
Moment of truth. I brought you some ketchup. Should we do a cheers?
Cheers to Mapperton camps.
Mapperton camps.
Mapperton camps. And cheers to all the people who put in a lot of hard work to make it come about.
That's
in
right.
particular, Sophie and Tom and Claire and
Ben.
Ben.
That's right.
We are only enjoying ourselves this evening thanks to their labours and a little bit of our labour as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did we both did some heavy lifting.
We did do some heavy lifting.
No, we did. I set up that tent with Claire and Ben.
Yeah.
And then we put all the furniture in both of these tents. We got the furniture from Marsh Farm. So I think you should be, I get a cheers too.
Sounds like Julie has done more than me.
I mean, I do.
that
I mean,
true?
you did do all the heavy lifting.
No. You have to. I'll give it to you.
Yeah,
You've done more than me. You haven't done more than me for the supper though, because I have lovingly cooked these halloumi kebabs. What's the verdict?
They're really, really delicious.
It's almost a pink sky over there. Right, let's try one of these burgers.
It's so. I have to say it's wonderful being here because I think everybody, like when we're at Mapperton, it's obviously a business and it's a lot of hard work. And it's busy, busy, busy all the time. And we don't really get to experience peace, if that makes sense. We want our visitors to experience serenity and calm and peace, but we want to make sure that the visitor experience is like amazing. But I think this is really nice for us.
This is really nice for us. One of the lovely things that we can see from here, and Julie probably hasn't noticed, or may not have noticed,
What?
is the Iron Age fort.
I did notice it.
It's right there in front of us.
It's so crazy.
This is the fort that we ran up.
That's right.
Do you remember we had a race to the
Yeah,
top?
yeah.
Do you
We had a race.
remember who won that?
Well, and then you did that.
Do you remember who won that?
I think. Well, okay, you're like twice the size of me.
I think I won that.
But also that was when I learned a new word. A
You
warder.
did. What was the word?
A warder.
Oh dear. This is the position that would give you the best view of any invading marauders.
Any invading what?
Marauders. A marauder is an invader. Anyway, maybe that's an English word.
Is that Latin?
No, it's just English actually.
Wasn't it?
Even I remember that the word was not a warder.
No, it was-
Because a warder doesn't exist as a word.
No, it was.
Marauder. She said she learned a new word, but she can't even remember the word that she said she learned. Do you want to try it again? And she's blushed ever so slightly. She's blushed. Marauder. Can you remember what it means?
It means, yes, a warrior.
Yeah, a kind of marauder, invader, warrior.
Invader, yeah.
What's in
My
this
first
beer?
one, it's hard to say.
It's not hard to say at all.
A marauder.
Marauder. It's got an R in it.
A
Good grief.
marauder.
She's making out as though this
No,
word doesn't
it's-
exist in American.
Comment down below. It is hard. A marauder.
You keep saying marauder as if the R is a W. It's a marauder. Anyway, I think
okay.
at this point
It's a
we
tongue
will
twister.
press stop because people have probably had enough of marauders. Marauders.
Oh dear. All right, everybody. Look it's still really light here and it's almost, I think, like 10 o'clock at night. It's pretty incredible. So I've just compost loo. It's amazing. Brushed my teeth and now I'm going to zip it all up. And Luke has done the stove there to keep us warm. That is that, everybody. So we'll hopefully see you at Mapperton camps. Bookings down below. All the details are there. It is wonderful. And I know I'm biased, but it is wonderful. But also, I'm not signing off yet. I'm signing off for the evening. But tomorrow morning, what are you making for breakfast, Luke?
Sausages for me.
Right, but there's eggs. When you come to Glamp here, you get bread and eggs, as you saw before, and some milk. So I'll be having eggs. The vegetarian will be having eggs. Night, everybody. I forgot my mics, everybody, so it might be a bit windy. Or you can hear the wind. But right behind me, showers, loos. I'm just gonna give you a little tour of them. Okay, so once again, this is Dimston's sink there. I'm gonna head in here. These are hot showers, everybody. And perfect, look at this. Shampoo, shower gel, lovely shower right there. I mean, fantastic. I'm really excited. And then I'll show you the compost loos. So here's Dimston's loo, little lock there, and compost loos. So eco, eco, eco. When you get done using the loo, you take some of that and put it in there. Ta-da! I'm gonna get ready and get ready for my breakfast and sit outside because we have another glorious day here at Mapperton. But I slept like a baby, so I might have to sleep here every night and then go to Mapperton for work because I slept so well. It's amazing here. I can hear some noise inside our beautiful tent. He is. He's making breakfast. Okay, what are you making this morning?
Well, I thought I would make something that reminds me of my childhood. Fried eggs
Yeah.
and fried bread.
Oh.
It's not that good for you. But
Okay.
once,
Isn't it like French toast then? Well, wait.
which is
French toast is when you whip up eggs
Oh, no. Then do you know what we call
and you
that?
soak them in.
Do you know what we call that? We
No.
call that eggy bread.
Okay. See, they come up with some bizarre
Eggy bread.
words here.
Eggy bread is quite a good idea, actually. Maybe I should do eggy bread instead. We like eggy bread.
Here, would you like me to put that on a plate, Luke?
What, for me to cut it?
Yeah.
Why use a plate when we've got the top of...
He's
8 kilo,
improvising.
right, so-
By the way, that's really nice bread.
This is,
All right, so
this is lovely
so
local
you're
bread.
making fried. It's lovely bread.
I'm making fried bread because we don't have a toaster here,
Oops.
which is one mod con that we are lacking, along with just about every other mod con.
Yeah, we love that though.
But we
so
love that,
good.
exactly.
And I
So
see a
look,
little coffee pot
so
there.
here's what
I
we
should
do.
know what that's called. That's because that's the Italian one.
We're putting, and we're using the stove to cook, which is quite fun, isn't it?
Which has kept us warm all night, by the way,
kept us
everybody.
super
It's
warm.
super warm in here. It's amazing.
And then you just lay down your bread on top,
Okay.
and you
I
let
mean,
it,
I might
you
like
let
it.
you let it absorb a bit of the butter. And this was a standard breakfast meal growing up in England. Stodgy, high in carbs, high in fat,
Great.
all the good stuff.
While you do that and flip away,
Yeah.
I keep focusing on that Italian coffee pot right there.
Oh, the Italian
So you're
coffee
making
pot,
me
right,
some
yeah.
coffee.
I've
Thank
got,
you
I've got
so
that
much.
all ready to go.
That is a beautiful thing, everybody,
I'm going to put that in the corner over there.
to get ready.
It might take a little while.
All right, well, should I leave you to it?
You can leave me to
I'm
it,
gonna
but
actually
before you leave me to it,
Yeah.
you should just, oh, look at that. Amazing. Come on, you've got to admit, it's going to be crispy, it's going to be buttery, it's going
Okay.
to be delicious. So we're just going to drop our fried egg in there. So
I'm not saying
oh,
all
no!
egg. What? Looks fine to me.
It's sort of gone everywhere, and it's got onto the toast.
Well, then it's going to be sort of a
And
little
I-
bit French toast there.
It is going to be a little French
Yes!
toast, but not without my...
Yes.
I hadn't intended that.
Oh,
I'd like to intend
that was a
things.
good mistake.
Okay, well wait, and I've got to
Oh no,
get
I think you might have saved it.
I've got to get another egg in here. And in we go.
Okay,
Look at
yummy.
That one's going over. I think that yolk is ever so slightly broken. And as a child, that was always a disaster. So I'm going to give you that one.
Well, no, remember I don't like mine too yolky, like runny, I should say.
Exactly. I'm going to harden it up for you. Okay, so we give that 3 more minutes.
Okay.
And that's our breakfast.
All right, I'll get ready for outside, everybody.
Okay.
All right, I'll let you know how what's it called again? Eggy toast. No.
No, well, eggy bread is what you call
Eggy
French
bread.
toast, but this is fried bread and eggs.
Fried bread and eggs. I'll give my verdict outside. All right, while he's in there cooking away, I'm actually just gonna sit and just do a little bit of pranayama breathing and just about 10 minutes of meditation.
But anyway,
Nice.
here is our breakfast.
I've got my coffee poured. I'm super happy.
I've got my morning glass of fizzy water.
There you go.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
I think we'll come back.
Well, of course we're going to come back. By the way, I have to just give my verdict on your eggy bread, everybody.
That's true. Okay, the eggy bread. Here you go. Can you hear the crunchiness?
I can hear the crunchiness. I'm quite excited about the crunchiness.
It's like crunchy, toasted, buttery bread. Hopefully I'm going to start a new fashion. One of many fashions I've started. Not like
What, your
the
hair?
rest. My hair in particular.
Yeah, your hair in particular is a real fashion statement. I have to say, that is delicious.
Isn't that good?
Yeah,
Because it's so buttery.
that is delicious. Anyway, we're going to sign off and finish off our breakfast. We just want to say thank you so much for, again, watching our episode. Thank you to all of our patrons.
Oh yeah, if you haven't subscribed, press that button.
Oh yeah, I know.
And if you're not a patron and you'd love to join us on this journey, support this really important part of England's heritage, and get lots of wonderful gifts and extras.
And extras. We do a lot of behind the scenes updates so that aren't seen on YouTube. So do check out Patreon.
So patreon.com/Mapperton Live, and we hope to see you there as well as here next time.
Yeah.
Anybody coming here is going to have a fairy tale experience.
We just thought we would give you a quick tour. You've seen the other video that was 1 year and 15 minutes of how we renovated it, but now we really wanted to give you a tour of what it actually looks like on the inside, and hopefully will entice you, many of you, to come and stay, which is what this cottage is for people to be able to come, stay here at Mapperton, experience the landscape, the silence. It's very, very quiet here, and
it's ghostly quiet.
Yeah.
And just while you're there, I'm going to just pan around to show you the landscape around, because it's the location, it's the setting of this cottage that is so unbelievably beautiful, looking out on this autumn day towards Home Wood. When you come, there might even be some sheep in that field. We'll have to see.
Well, the fence is new. So what we've done, the outside, and we have to give Claire, our estate manager,
Claire's been absolutely brilliant.
A round of applause
as is Malcolm.
Oh my goodness.
As is John Dalton helping with the decoration. It's been all hands, and of course Raymond, who's done a huge amount as well.
Huge amount. So it's been all hands on deck, literally deck. You can see here, we have this lovely place for you to come outside, and gosh, we're going to put a table here.
Yeah.
So
you're going to be sitting out here.
We're sitting out here.
We haven't got the outside table and chairs
because
yet.
It's winter right now.
It is winter.
So we will put it out once we open up bookings, and but we've had a lot of rain too, so we just didn't want to put it out here. But let's head inside. Welcome everybody to our English fairy tale cottage. And I'm just going to enter us into here. So this is the lovely sitting room, and it's so warm and comfortable. And what Malcolm and I tried to do when we were looking at creating a space for people to come and stay is we wanted to keep it in line with what this cottage was originally for, and that was for the gamekeeper. And so we kept it in line with kind of those really country-esque colors, the greens, the ochres, the burnt orange. And so you can see that is all coming through here in this room. And it was just so much fun to be able to pick out pieces. And for example, Malcolm and I found this wonderful, wonderful pattern chair at an antiques market. We found this case here, bookcase here, or again at the antiques market. So we tried to combine old and new, if you like, and in keeping with Keeper's Cottage. And I love it. Again, this table, again, we found it at an antiques market. We have this lovely sofa over here, which is actually a sofa bed. So the Keeper's Cottage is really for 4 people, but you can always stretch it to a 5th person if need be, because this is a pull-out sofa. We have, I guess, sort of countryscapes, if you like, framed here. This reminds me of exactly what everybody's going to hopefully be doing on that patio I just was standing on, sitting outside.
These are some bucolic scenes.
Yes.
We've got the hay being brought in, and over here we've got the scene that you'll be having and enjoying at Keeper's Cottage.
Mm-hmm. Again, I think lastly here, the curtains in particular, again, brings out a little bit of, it's a nice, lovely, thick material here, and it brings out a little bit of the burnt orange and goes very well with this chair that we found. I'm quite pleased with. Walking through here, this is probably my favorite room This is the dining room, and love the black wood, the black timber floors that we did here. We stripped them all, as many of you know, from our 1 year and 15 minutes.
I seem to remember that quite a lot of people didn't think that that was going to work very well.
Look at how well it works.
But I think it has worked beautifully, and I think a lot of people would agree now that they see it.
Yeah, I think it works really well, especially if you were to keep it sort of that brown timber color. I think you wouldn't have so much of a contrast if you had this timber table and the chairs. It wouldn't have been too much of a contrast, and that's why I like the contrast with the black and of course the sort of brown here. And again, these are just pieces that Malcolm and I found mostly at antiques markets. In particular, the pictures that you see on the wall, all found at antiques markets, which is brilliant. This is a table that we just had repainted in this lovely color green from Mylands called Messel. And we have got a lot of furniture storage here at Mapperton, and so we just reused this. Again, beautiful, fantastic chairs. When I look around this, I actually think, same with that mirror, we found it in an antiques market. You and I, Luke, we found these candlesticks at an antiques market. So what we really wanted to do was to make sure that this cottage stayed in keeping with sort of the color scheme and the furnishings into what it was. We didn't want to completely modernize it. Of course, we put in things like brand new lovely wool curtains here, and these are fantastic curtains.
Most importantly, I can see some really big radiators for keeping you warm. Keeping people warm.
Exactly. So kitchen here is lovely cafe style table. So if you're just cooking supper, you can have your glass of wine here and sit down while it's all boiling and simmering away. Again, playing with the theme of this green coming in, so it's a sage green kitchen. I think it's beautiful. I think it's worked out so well. I think it looks super smart. What do you think, Luke?
Well, just remembering what this room was like before, because we actually pulled out absolutely everything.
Everything.
So all of these are new shelves, new appliances.
So smart.
The colour works really well, and this lovely stone floor. So.
It does. It works really well. And then this used to be the only bathroom in the entire house, everybody. That's right. So there used to be a bathtub here. There was one bathtub for 3 bedrooms. That's no longer, and I'll show you that upstairs. But we've made this into a utility room, fantastic washer, dryer, sink, and then of course, this is we have kept this as a loo. We've got some lovely tongue and groove around here, some storage back through here. And it's nice to have a loo on the ground floor, especially when you have guests. So, gosh, I really love it.
When are we moving in?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
That would be quite nice.
It would be quite nice. Right, up we go.
Up we go. So again, these were stripped and sanded, painted, and then a lovely sisal runner carpet. We've got the black now painted timber floors. This was a huge project. This was probably the biggest project because we basically completely made this space, which was what a bedroom is. This was a huge project. This wall right behind here was the stud wall that
well, there was nothing.
I helped build. So it was nothing. This was a bedroom.
This was complete. It was a storeroom, wasn't it? And it was completely changed into 2 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms,
which is just brilliant. So this is the shower room. Lou, still have a picture to hang, but I think it's really sweet. And this bathroom, if you like, shower room, I should say, is for the bedroom over there. So we'll walk through here. There's plenty of storage space in here. I love this room. So this is the second bedroom, if you like, sort of the smaller of the 2 bedrooms, and it can be, you can see it now, it's 2 single beds, but we do have the ability to zip it together and make it into 1 big king-size bed. Malcolm and I chose the fabric at Bridport. These are Molly Mahan. She has fantastic textiles based in London. Molly Mahan, and lovely stripes on the other side. Beautiful cushions here. I love this room. And again, we found the chest of drawers, this mirror, and the 2 chairs at antiques markets. And then Molly Mahan, we picked out the fabric and created cushions on top of here. What do you think of this room, Luke? I think it's so smart.
I think those beds look unbelievably comfortable, and the tempting thing to do is just to jump on them. But you're not going to let me do that, are you?
No.
Okay.
And because this is quite a small room, I do want to point out the peg rail here. Because it's a small room, you can see we wouldn't have enough space to put in a wardrobe. So you have a chest of drawers, but then you've got a peg rail, and we'll put some hangers on there that you can hang your clothes. Coming into now the primary bedroom.
You know, you call it a primary bedroom, I'd call it a master bedroom.
Again, it can be divided into 2. So it can be 2 single beds, 2 twin beds, or it can be one, obviously, much bigger king size bed. I think it's really pretty. It's simple. Probably need to hang maybe a picture in here or 2, but I love the curtains, the fabric that Malcolm and I chose. Wonderful. So again, playing with the same colors, the ochre, the greens, the, you know,
Which
mixture.
of course, at the moment, go incredibly well with the autumn colours that we can see outside.
Yes.
Because one of the amazing things about this room is that you've got these absolutely fabulous views.
Look at that.
Look at that.
And this bedroom has its own ensuite bathroom. So again, this used to be a sort of a spare room, and it was connected with the other shower room, if you like. And now we've got a lovely ensuite bathroom. This is the bathtub that you and I found, Luke, that I was able to clean and make good.
I remember you doing a lot of cleaning, a lot of scrubbing of that bath.
Yeah, and I love this. I think it's a beautiful ensuite bathroom. And once we get the towels in here, just making it nice and cozy, we can put some flowers in place when guests come. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. What do you think, Luke?
I think, again, that we should be moving in soon.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. So
I think also that you're going to find lots of people coming here to stay and not leaving. The problem is going to be persuading them to leave afterwards.
it looks super smart, doesn't it? I'm just so pleased.
It wasn't the easiest project, was it? Like, if we're both completely honest about Keeper's Cottage,
Nope.
It took about twice as long as we thought it would. It cost about twice as much as we thought it would. There were all sorts of problems that we had to overcome, and you had to overcome, but we have finally got here. So this is a moment of pride and satisfaction with all the hard work, Julie. You've done brilliantly.
Well, and thank you. And if I know many of you will be asking, how do we book into this? This will be listed very, very soon. Are we putting the link in the bio?
We will be putting the link once we have a link.
All right.
So we will put a link in below, and you'll be able to come and stay, and we look forward to welcoming you to Keeper's Cottage.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our sort of whistle-stop tour of Keeper's Cottage, but wow, what a difference it has been over the past, but from when I first stepped into this Keeper's Cottage to where I am now, and I'm really, really pleased, but I'm not sure I necessarily want to be renovating another cottage anytime soon. I think I need to have a little pause.
Yeah, we'll wait a couple of months and we'll get going with the next one.
Anyway, thank you all so much. Be sure to comment down below, like, subscribe, turn notifications on, and as always, thank you very, very much for watching our YouTube channel. We really, really appreciate it, and we just want to say thank you to all of those of you who are tuning in week and week out, and those of you who are new as well, be sure to subscribe.